It has now been a couple years since Davante Adams got traded away from the Green Bay Packers, traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for a first and second round pick. And we're still, over time, getting more and more information that has come out regarding, what really went down between the Packers and Davante Adams. And recently, Davante Adams was on Keyshawn Johnson's podcast, All Facts, No Breaks, and he talked a little bit more about his departure from Green Bay, shared a little more information than had been out there in the past. And so I want to listen to this and then give my thoughts. So here we go.
I played 11 seasons before I abruptly retired, and I played with 18 different quarterbacks. That's why I say you stupid, man. Ain't no way in the world I'm leaving Aaron Rodgers' side.
It sound real good, but it's a whole lot that go into it, man. And when
I get it.
We got this.
So Keyshawn starts off by telling him he's stupid for leaving Aaron Rodgers.
Netflix thing coming out, but when the real 1-7 documentary come out, it's gonna be a lot that make you feel a little bit different. I don't never make a decision just out of passion or whatever. It's always calculated. Everything that I do is calculated. And just the surface level, we seen how much Aaron was going back and forth year by of we didn't know what his how long he was going to be in Green Bay. So I can't sit there and honestly, since we talking about it, going into that last year that I played in Green Bay, I told them boys, I said, hey, you see what I'm doing? Them boys, meaning the front office.
Yeah.
It's time for a new deal. So I said, are we going to let me go into this last year with no security? Basically playing, for $12 million, which was significantly less than what a franchise tag would even be. So I'm playing for worse than what the tag is. No security. You got to take out a Lloyd's of London insurance policy to make sure that I'm properly compensated, which still wouldn't have taken care of me the way I needed to. But just in case, I got hit by a turnip truck when I walked outside, anything could have happened. I needed to make sure that I built some sort of whatever. So long story short, I talked to them. I said, y'all see it's all pro after all pro. So what do you need to see in order for you to feel like you can pay me right now?
But it was stupid on their part not to take care of you.
Look, I said, pay me right now, and then we don't even need to worry about, I'm not going to consider even that Aaron may be out of here. Let's do it now. Yeah. And if it's up to J Love, if Aaron is out of here, then we're gonna rock on. We're going to keep getting it in, right? So I told them that, and they said, okay, we'll give you 17 a year. I said, click, nothing to talk about. I don't know if you know what the market looks like or if y'all been asleep for the past 5 years, but there's nothing to talk about.
All right, so it sounds like Davante, he would have been okay to stick around in Green Bay for, the long haul if the Packers would have given him that deal before the final season he played in Green Bay, which was, before the 2021 season. But the Packers offered him $17 million per year, which we hadn't really known that exact number beforehand. And I was looking back at the wide receivers and how much money they had been making at that time and, basically what the Packers were offering Davante and where it ranked among the NFL wide receivers. And I found an article from January of 2021 that had a list of these receivers who were paid. There may have been a couple others that got paid after this, but DeAndre Hopkins was at $27 million per year, Julio Jones $22 million per year, Keenan Allen $20 million per year, Amari Cooper $20 million per year, and then Michael Thomas at $19.3 million per year. So they were not offering Davante in that upper range of receivers. And of course, that was probably their starting offer. I assume they could have, negotiated with Davante, but it sounds like he was, pretty upset by what the Packers offered him. I think he did deserve more than that at that time. And the thing is, in hindsight, I think that the decision to trade away, or Davante Adams' decision to want to be traded away, and the Packers, going through with it, has worked out better for the Packers in the long haul than it maybe would have been to give Davante that massive, highest paid receiver contract at the time type deal. Because now looking back, the Packers got, a first round pick, second round pick. They were able to get a lot more young talent. And now the Packers are completely fine with their young, cheap wide receivers. And so in hindsight, it seems like a great move by the Packers, a not so great decision by Davante Adams, considering now, his quarterback is, not as good as Jordan Love is. And I get at the time, Davante wants to go with his college quarterback, Derek Carr. And there maybe was a little more certainty right there, but pretty quickly, at the end of that season, the Raiders, move on from Derek Carr. So it's I think a tough place to be in for Davante when it comes to, the quarterback play. But, looking back, the Packers, they did offer Davante at the time of the trade more money than the Raiders offered. Davante had shared that at, around that time. And so it's not like the Packers, offering him $17 million. We're just doing it to, say they offered him a deal and then in reality they wanted to move on after the season. The fact that the Packers were willing to, pay him more than the Raiders shows that they wanted Davante to stick around in Green Bay for the long haul. And I think that at the time, right before Davante got traded, they had to recognize that, Aaron Rodgers, who knew how much longer he would be in Green Bay, he ended up playing one more season, but they wanted to, keep Davante in Green Bay. And I think that he, could have easily been, a guy that stuck around in Green Bay for pretty much all of his career and gone down as one of the Packers' greats. You could still argue that he is, considering his, time in Green Bay. But it's not what he wanted. He decided to go to Las Vegas. And at the time, I think it made some sense. But now looking back, I would assume that he would rather, be there with Jordan Love right now, competing for a potential Super Bowl this upcoming year. Because I do not think the Raiders are really going to be, in the Super Bowl contending ranks going into 2024. And so I just wanted to share that interesting info on what the Packers offer Davante and all that kind of stuff. But that is all I have for this one. You want more Packers content, feel free to subscribe down below. I also have a second NFL channel, which I'll link in the description. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.